Well, the Esports World Cup is happening, and if you're not familiar, FIFA, or FC, is in the World Cup, and a pro has once again called out EA on a national stage about the delay in gameplay and about how unplayable it can be, and EA hid some interviews that he did, and we'll talk about that in this video. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to MMOXP.com. The link is in the description. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. One of the best repeatable icon picks probably ever, in my opinion, just came out. We'll have 6 of them to open this video today. We're gonna talk about players who are not in FC25 today. Also, there's quite a few of them, and we'll go over them. Also, I was gonna show you the Philip Lahm SBC today, but I'm sure most of you saw that. But the evolution that came out was ridiculous. Now, I saw this immediately and was like, holy shit, 500,000 coins for an evolution, or 1,500 FIFA points. I was like, okay, hold your horses for a sec. But then you go on here for Elite Ascension 2, which some people might not even see, by the way, and it's free. So I don't know why they made one 500k and one free, and some people, I guarantee you, spent the coins without scrolling down. I know that was why they did that. I know for sure that's why they did that. But the point is, do this Evo. It looks insane. 4 Elite Playstyle Pluses. I mean, this Henry card right here, I mean, look at that. Like, what is that card? 5-star, 5-star with these stats. I mean, it's ridiculous. So I saw some complaints on Twitter, and people were like, oh my god, a 500k Evo, does that mean that this is a precedent now set? We might see a 1,000,000 coin Evo next year, something like that. EA obviously getting way ahead of themselves on the prices and stuff like that. But if you make them good enough, to me, I actually don't hate this. I'd rather people spend money on a guaranteed great player that you care about, and a player you probably care about too, if you're doing it, say, as your favorite player that you're upgrading. You want to spend 15 bucks on that next year, not this year, next year, right? For a player that's like this insane, obviously not these exact stats at the start of next year's game, but top of the power curve, right? I'm actually cool with that, to be honest with you. I do think there should be a free version, a paid version, if I had it my perfect way, where you could have to play a lot of different games to unlock the same Evo, but just without it spending any coins or FIFA points. I know it's just another way for microtransactions to exist, but I'd rather you spend money on what you know you're going to get than getting a gambling addiction. So that's kind of that, I guess. And also to give EA credit as well, which, by the way, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. In the middle of August, if you're here, it's crazy to me. This is the second most in-game stats for a card in the game, by the way. Just ahead, I think, of Enzo Fernandez, and behind DePaul, I believe, for most in-game stats. So gotta thank EA for releasing that SBC there. But okay, the praising EA is now over. We saw today the Esports World Cup going on. FIFA obviously is a part of it. And Nicholas99FC, who is one of the bigger pros out there, he's got, I think, like 59,000 followers, almost 60k followers. One of the more well-known pros was playing in the tournament, and he all of a sudden was losing by like 4 goals. Everybody was like, what's going on here? And if you look at even some replies on this EA competitive tweet, which, by the way, the engagements on this Twitter account are so insanely low, 8,000 views on this tweet, and look at the followers they have, 190,000. I mean, okay, like, I don't know what's going on there, but clearly nobody interacts with your tweets. They're not in anybody's For You tab. I believe he ended up losing 8-0, I want to say. I think he lost 8-0. I think he just lost composure, lost full at one point, because he was claiming he could not play. The delay was so terrible, he literally couldn't play how he wanted to play at all. The replies down here from people were even saying, like, I know how he plays. If we go translate this post, like, I know how Nicholas plays. Like, he doesn't play like that, right? So Nicholas then tweets out after this game saying, today the big problem with this game has had for years was demonstrated. It cannot be that something as basic as the connection is not the same for both players. It goes for and against, and it is impossible. P.S. Thanks EWC/EA for cutting the part of my interview where I mention all of this. And obviously EA, cutting it off shows you they know damn well that it is a problem, and a big problem, right? If it was not an actual issue, they wouldn't give a shit if somebody said it, because they'd be like, hey, we'll just deny it and there's no delay in the game. But they know damn well it's there. The pros know, obviously, and the pros that were responding to this tweet, because obviously there were other pros and people that wanted him to be like, more accepting of the loss, saying, hey, we all deal with delay, so suck it up, right? And that's the funny part. Many players played and cannot move. Do not make excuses. Your players are out of the tournament and my players are still in the tournament. And this is like an MS-DOS free fan, I think. The thing is, no one's debating about the fact that does this exist? It's just, we all deal with it, so suck it up. And it is mind-boggling to me how EA just get away with this. And in fact, they could even cut interviews out of people that mention it, because they know how bad it is. And if it ever came out that they didn't know how to fix it, it would be a really bad look for them, because we know by now they don't know how to fix it. Either it's a we don't know how to fix it, or it's entirely intentional. I'm more of the belief that they just don't know how to fix it myself. People do believe it's intentional. I can't really blame you for that, but I don't necessarily believe that myself. This guy was like, yeah, MS DOS where he couldn't move after he was up 4-0 in some game and he lost 5-4 and no one said anything about that. And it's just like, I mean, this game is just a joke, bro. No one cares about FIFA esports for multiple reasons, okay? The main reason is that the gameplay isn't fun to watch. If you have an esport that the game isn't fun to watch at an esport level, surprise, surprise, no one's gonna give a fuck. So combine that with the facts that every FIFA player knows how delayed the game is, and the gameplay obviously isn't supposed to be delayed. I know it sounds crazy, even on LAN type games like this, where it's obviously offline, still delayed, because we live in a stone age technology-wise. It can't fix this. That's been a problem since FIFA 15, FIFA 14 even, I don't know. But obviously, he called them out in an interview. They didn't air it. They cut the part. Obviously, some people in their replies like 8-0 shush emoji, but most people were saying like, you know, obviously the game is an esport, but it has no respect for its competitors, yada yada yada. FIFA esports is a joke, but it always is nice when a pro calls them out and in front of people, in front of audiences, and in front of people that are obviously more on the EA side, like people working at the esports event, right? It's always nice to have people call them out, because all the pros know this is going on. They're just afraid their bag is going to be potentially at risk if they call them out and say something. So it's always nice to see it, even though it probably won't do much. It's always nice to see it. And if it gets one more person to be like, oh wait, there's a delay and stuff like that, you know, say someone's new to the scene, and if it helps one person get onto the side of, yeah, they don't know how to fix their game, then at least it did something, right? But obviously, shameless, EA cutting out the part, or I'm sure somebody there told Esports World Cup to cut out the part where he called it out in the interview, right? I mean, they're obviously shameless. We know this by now, but EA do care about their esports scene, and if somebody makes a joke of it like Nicholas did today, it always helps. So I wanted to talk about that today, and tell me what you guys think about that, because the pros know it, everybody knows it, EA know it. They know damn well the delay exists. They just don't know how to fix it. I think that's genuinely what it is. They don't know what the problem is. They don't know why it's happening. They can't build a new base gameplay because they have to make a new game every 6 months, and here we are now. But okay, these players will not return in FC 25. They've either retired or transferred to clubs that will not be available in the next eafc edition. We'll go through and look at them right now. These guys retired. These four we know: Cruz, Pepe, Thiago, and Bonucci obviously retired. They got end of an eras. Boy, Thiago didn't though, did he? Did he get an end of an era card? I don't think he did. Thiago Silva though will no longer be in the game. He went to the Brazilian league. Unfortunately, we keep going. Keep scrolling down here. A few more players. A lot of Brazilians going to the Brazilian league, obviously, because how we have the Brazilian league licenses, it's very strange to me. We just haven't had them in 10 years. It's been 10 years. FIFA 14 was the last one that had the Brazilian league licenses, and here we are still without them. Felipe Anderson, unfortunately, is no longer going to be in the game anymore. Keep going through batch number 3. Thiago Almada, the Atlanta United player, no longer begin the game there. Braithwaite is going to the Brazilian league. Everybody's just going to the Brazilian league, right? They're all not going to be in the game anymore. Batch number 4, Luis Alberto is gone. I think that's maybe the Qatari league, maybe? I'm not actually sure about that one. Don't quote me on that. Not exactly sure what badge that is. Somebody can help me out. David Garcia Bernard is gone. Just sad to see. You know, players that have been around for a long time. Hosselu, right? What club is that, by the way? Somebody help me out. That Hosselu club? I don't know where that is, but okay. Batch number 6, keep going. Jonathan Vieira is gone. El Neni is gone. If you want to pause through these more, you can. I'm not going to name out every single name, but we keep going. William Jose. Nobody really that notable there in that segment. Here we've got Paulinho, Oliver Torres, and my Minnesota United legend, Emmanuel Reynoso. So, okay. I mean, just want to show you guys that as kind of a sad little departure of players who will no longer be in the game next year. Obviously, Toni Kroos not being in the game sucks. It might be a 1-year break for him, though. Guys like him or Pepe, could just be a 1-year break for them once they get icon cards, because Pepe deserves an icon card. Obviously, Kroos does as well. So, and obviously, we're still supposed to get more Greats of the Game icon SBCs coming up over the next week. So, keep in mind, we could see any of these guys. Honestly, we could see R9, Dino, Hullet, Rivaldo, Cruyff, or Haji Vieira, Zidane, Roberto Carlos, any of them, right? They didn't say Futties icons. They specifically did say Greats of the Game. If I had to guess, we'll see one great attacker, and maybe they'll throw like a Vieira in there too, someone who's not crazy expensive, but like very good. And yeah, hopefully if I can get 1 W my picks today, I honestly will be happy about that. And obviously the unlimited grind is pretty crazy right now. You really can make it unlimited. Like it's almost constant 84 10s and icon picks and stuff like that right now. So also would not skip 82 plus picks. If you do exchanges with some duplicates in there, then you can just put all those commons you end up getting into more player picks and get more fodder that way. So you can figure out different ways to do it, but right now the grind really is crazy. It is about time. Is it too late? I mean, I would prefer this exact grind we have right now a month ago. Honestly, I would, but I guess we're just, that maybe is asking for too much. I don't know. Let's read my intelligent and cunning and good-looking subscribers' comments here. Futties answers, I also recommend maybe going for like 20 to 30 minutes. It's up to you, really. The thing with that is that it actually would help me, I think, going that long. I think that's why you see people, it makes more money. It makes more money if you go longer. Therefore, YouTube wants to push it more because you can put more ads in one click. Does that make sense? When you have a longer video, it takes one click to then show a bunch of ads, right? That's kind of what their goal is watch time. So if you have a longer video, you therefore just have longer watch time naturally, then you get pushed more in the algo. But the problem is, I also want to make content that's entertaining. You're not going to fall asleep watching. So I feel like if I were to not cut things out, make things less cut commentary like, that's, I could do that, but I think that would make the content suffer. I'm not going to do that ever. But come FC25, you'll see videos be more like getting towards 20 minutes. We'll have more to talk about, right? Right now, just there's not as much to talk about every single day because we're at this point in the game cycle. Incomplete X says you can turn it off in the options. So if you're a person that gets triggered by gritties, you can just turn it off, which is very true. You can actually just have it so that you see celebrations, or sorry, you can see your team while they are celebrating. So it will just completely not show you the other team's celebrations, if that makes sense. That is a setting you can turn off. So I also agree with that too. Like if everybody maybe says, hey, celebrations are not toxic, just go and turn it off if you don't want to see it, and we can all kind of have a laugh about it, then that's great. And the bigger questions like, where do you draw the line on toxicity? Like, is a celebration toxic to a certain point, and then, or is backing out at 0-0 where you draw the line? It's an interesting convo to kind of have, but you know, there's bigger problems at hand than should we gritty on people or not. Like, I understand it's kind of like a stupid question to really even consider, but we all complain about toxicity. How can we help that? It's like kind of what I'm just throwing out there, trying to see what we should do about that, and just seeing what you guys had to say about it. Grove Gaming says, guys, it's your hard-earned money. Do what you want with it. Not everyone has 8 hours a day to grind the game. Packs to the moon. And there is some truth to this, actually, in my opinion. I think that you can spend money how you want to, and if you want to spend a little bit here and there, of course anybody can do that. You can't complain about certain aspects of the game when you are supporting those aspects as well. So maybe you're having fun with the game and you think the game deserves to, you know, get your money in microtransactions, then you can go for it. I just think that this game has not done anything like that to deserve your money in any sort of extra way, especially if you're buying the game already. You're already spending money on the game. If you think it's worth extra, I mean, you can go ahead and go for it. I'm not gonna tell you how to spend your money, of course, but then also it's not as black and white as that either, where it's your choice, do what you want with it. And it would be as black and white as that if it was like adults playing, where it's like, hey, if you want to spend money, go for it. Except right now you have a giant fan base of this game that's not 18, probably not even 16, that is spending money on microtransactions, that is getting pack addicted, that is getting insanely manipulated, brain chemistry wise, that they don't even know what's happening. So there's no age restriction, no nothing on that. It would be the case and very black and white like that if we had an age restriction on this kind of stuff, where it was like, hey, this is illegal for kids to do this because they don't really know what they're doing for sure yet. An adult does. If it's their hard-earned money, they earned it, they want to spend it, they can go ahead and do that. But right now, that's not how the system is set up. I just want to say, like, your guys' support, I see comments every day being like, they're so positive. You guys are incredibly nice. I'm insanely lucky to have thousands of you here a day. Like, incredibly lucky to have that. So, okay, if I get a greats of the game, this sounds delayed. What's going on? Hopefully it's not. If I get a greats of the game, Hullet, Cruyff, you know, Dino, something like that, I'll give away something. I don't know what. I low-key want Fut birthday Hullet over the greats of the game Hullet. Not gonna lie to you. Just because of the Evo. But, okay, Koeman, I guess, is going in. There's number one. I just want one W, and I will be super satisfied with that. And we get Zanetti. I forgot this is a card that existed, honestly. I totally forgot that Zanetti exists. And let's keep going with number 3. All right, MML Petit, 96. Okay, well, we're halfway done, and we got exactly what we thought we would get. Just one W. That's all I ask for, please. Just one. Help Hero and Balik. Okay. This is not off to the best of starts, I must say. I mean, we're already almost finished. It's not off to any start at all. Second to last, get your brains addicted on packs. We get Futties. I forgot Futties were in this. Totally forgot they were even in this. I'm actually going to take Baresi because he is 95 rated. I'm going to complete some SBCs with these players here. Last one, please, for the love of God. Anything at all. And Bobby Charlton, I already have. So there you go. That's that. Hero actually looks pretty damn good. Not gonna lie to you. He looks very good, but he's not worth anything. He's 20,000 coins. That couldn't have really gone that much worse. And I am now going to play something else. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. I love you all. Since everyone's on, peace.